I did not always want to be a nurse. For years and years and years, wanted to graduate high school. I hated the thought of going back to any form of school. Wanted to work either in retail or as a cashier, because as a kid I loved scanning all the groceries, and I just liked talking to people, just briefly, quick little interactions. Wanted to do that until I got married, and then just be a stay-at-home mom. My whole life I just wanted to be a mom and raise kids and teach them, the life that we had, and share all the great experiences and memories that I had growing up. But then I grew up, and who knows, that may still be possible, but I got to a point I realized, I'm not going to be married super young like I had always wanted to. I imagined getting married in like 19, 20, and I was ready for that. So I realized, until that happens, I have to have good medical insurance. Mainly, for multiple reasons, but just mainly because I'm a diabetic, and those supplies alone are ridiculously expensive because they know you have to have it. And so I started looking at, what would give me really good insurance, what would be good money. And then I eventually did grow to love the idea of nursing. And that was from all of my nurses that I had growing up, from different surgeries and different treatments. I just spent so much time in the hospital. And these nurses were phenomenal. They were my friends and family, because I didn't have friends who stuck around very much. We had fun here and there, but it was nobody I was super close to. And these people, the most clear memory, there's so many, but the clearest memory I have is I'm walking into a day of 8-10 hours of a medication treatment, and there's the treatment center is this corridor, this hallway of treatment rooms on either side. There was probably 6 to 8 on either side of the hallway, and they just had curtains that led to the rooms. And so as I'm walking down, it was either the gal checking me in, or somebody went, "Oh, hi Mary, good to see you again," blah blah blah, because I went once a month. And so they got to know you. And all of a sudden I round the corner from taking my weight and my height, and all these heads start popping out the different curtains, and they go, "Mary, you're back. Hey, Mary's back." Blah, blah, blah. And you felt like a celebrity. And I'm just like, what the hell? I'm just another kid. Why are you guys being so sweet? And then, I'd go and I'd get settled and all hooked up to my machines and everything. And then different nurses would come running in, and they'd land on a little stool, on a sliding stool. And they go, "Okay, I have 5 minutes between my next patient. So tell me what you've been doing with school, what's up with your musicals, what you're doing at home, everything that's going on." And they were just so genuinely excited to get the update on your life and care about all these stupid things that you do as a kid, like musical theater. And they were just incredible. And it was so life-changing to be seen as a human being and not someone who's overreacting, or someone who's just like, "All right, another one through the door, let's get them done so I can clock out." They were just the kindest people. And especially the ones who had issues like I did. They would either show me their port, or their insulin pump, or an incision or something, and they go, "Hey, I have that too. I've had blah 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 too." And as a kid, you look at them and you go, "It's gonna be okay. I can do this." Because it's just so overwhelming at the time, and you think, how in the world am I gonna get to next week or next year or the rest of my life? And all of a sudden you just do what you have to do, and you go day by day, and piece of homework by piece of homework, and just next thing and next thing and next thing, and before you know it, it's true, you have a whole life and things are okay. And so it was such an inspiration to see that and to be able to relate, because then you knew that they truly understood what you were talking about, or why you were quiet, or why you didn't feel good, and how that actually felt, and just all these different things. making surprises, by leaving notes, just all these different things to try to express everything that I feel and all the care I want to put on somebody, of making them feel safe and comforted and loved and all these different things. And I wanted to find a profession where I could do that, especially for children, because them and, you know, adults, everybody, being in that position is such a vulnerable position and something that so few people understand. And so I wanted to be that. And that's now happened. I'm so happy. Now, granted, there are days, I'm not saying there's not days where I don't want to see another face coming through the door. And I'm just like, I just want to go home. I want to have a day off. I don't want to hear any more complaining. I don't want to hear anyone needing any more advice. Like, I am done. But it is so counteracted by all the times that somebody goes, you know, when something goes wrong, they go, I want to talk to Mary, because they know they can trust me. Or, you know, they sit there and they hold your hand and they want to tell you all about their family or something that they're really struggling with. Or you can see the fear in their eyes when they have symptoms or they've heard things and they don't know how to make sense of it. And when you just sit down and explain it and put it in different terms of, this is what this means, or I've honestly been there too, and this was how, and they know that you understand. I mean, just the relief that comes over their faces, or the jokes, the, you know, laughing with people who they don't want to be there at 6 a.m. any more than you do, and you're all laughing and talking and not really wanting to interact because you're grumpy. It just, all of it, it's so rewarding. And especially, like, I feel so fulfilled knowing, because you wonder sometimes, you go, just because it's so vigorous or it's so exhausting and, you know, different things and all the different things that you do, you go, is this going to affect me later? You know, when I'm old, am I going to be more broken down because I did this job? Am I going to need certain treatments because my body's worn down because I did this job? But it's so rewarding to know that it'll be worth it if you do, because the reason that you got to that point is so important and so special, and you touched people's lives. That's huge to me. And so I can't imagine now. I still absolutely want to be a mom. Steve teases me all the time saying I have baby fever. I do, but that's normal for girls, especially girls my age. And I even went home and saw all these baby clothes hanging up for my sister-in-law, and I was like, I want a baby! They're all the little bitty clothes. They're so cute. Anyway, so I absolutely want to be a mom. Steve and I both want kids. You know, that picture looks different now than it was when I was younger, but who knows? We'll see how it turns out. If I stay a full-time worker, if I go down to part-time, if I stop working and become a stay-at-home mom. It's like, we don't know what that's gonna look like. But I don't think I could ever give up completely nursing. Even if for some reason I quit nursing while I had kids, was raising kids, I can't imagine I wouldn't go back to it when I was older. It is just such a fulfilling job, and I don't even see it really a lot of days as a job.